roles, and they talk about modern roles, traditional roles, and this and that, and how those roles are now not affected. They're not affected. We can't go to a traditional role and have the same effect as it is in modern day because society has changed so much, right?
That's right.
Culture has changed so much. Yeah. Our thing is as it relates to roles, we want to because that been the defining moment in a lot of relationships. Most men come to a relationship thinking, okay, I'm the man, I need to be the man. Okay, now where do we get that information from as it relates to being a man? Oftentimes we got it from our father's father, our granddaddy. My granddad used to be this, my dad, and when did these roles actually change, and when did they actually stop being affected? Yeah, don't get yourself in there.
Everybody wants to talk about role
Mm-hmm.
playing. But what
Mm-hmm.
roles are we really playing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So what roles, the roles that matter the most, the roles that matter the most to us, right?
yeah.
So if we're going to stay in a marriage or in a relationship, I'm telling you, one of the toughest things, people will ask me sometimes, what is one of the hardest things, Millie, that you had to learn in this marriage? Like when you and Ray got married, what's one of the hardest things it has been for you to learn? And I said that he is the leader.
Yeah,
He legit is the leader, right? Not because I want to lead, but it's because I come from a place where I was the leader.
that's right.
And because when you come from a place where you are the leader, it's very, very hard to relinquish that role and allow someone else to lead. And that's the space I was in. I don't want to be the boss. I don't think any woman that's in her right mind wants to wear an S on her chest, right?
Right.
I don't speak for every woman. But I don't think that a real woman wants to wear an S on their
Right.
chest. So I was wearing an S on my chest all the time, but it was because that's the space I was put in. So when people ask me, what's the hardest thing for you to learn that you've had to learn in this relationship? The hardest thing I can definitively say, the hardest thing I've had to learn in this relationship is that you, and I'm gonna say it like
Yes.
this because some people are gonna say, "What, Millie? You took us back to 1940," but you literally wear the pants, right?
Yeah.
And that is okay that you wear the pants because you legit paid the cost
Yes.
to do that.
So let me chime in on that because I think too they need to understand. And you led me right into what I was getting ready to say when you said 1940. I think it's 46 or something like that. It was
Somewhere
six
in
years
there,
in one day. So
somewhere in
so
there.
even with that being said, roles began to change and shift during that time because at that time a lot of us men was off the war. We had to leave our home. We had to leave our structure. A lot of the men did the factory work. A lot of men did the farming. A lot of men did the providing. That was the role of the man to make sure that you provide for the house, make sure you build a house, make sure you give everybody their part. So here it is.
Provisionary.
When the men was gone, they needed somebody left back to make the war machines. Bullets needed to be made, tanks needed to be made. So that pushed another issue. So who would you rely on from a country to come back and bring you that same labor that the men had before they went off the war? Of course, it would be the wives.
Yeah.
You remember that poster they had with the woman with the and everybody loved it,
Oh,
especially
this?
yeah, that's look at there. You already said it. And she had this bandana on and she was
I
like
told
this.
you I was her. Yeah,
That poster is hitting now. That propaganda
She
was
was
something.
kick butt. She was kick butt, right? She was kick butt.
And that was during that era of war and time when actually that now the ladies had to take a role on going into the work world in the workplace and begin to make money. But here it is. Some of those women that was always like a housewife, domestic
Yeah.
housewife, they cook, they clean, they took care of the
Yep.
kids and all that. Now they're getting to see now, hey, I'm making money just like the men make now.
Yeah, yeah. So let me interject something right there. So before we go too deep, one of the things that I feel like that God has really and truly led me to take on, and He has placed upon me this burden. I'll say this burden.
Yes.
He has placed this mantle upon me, and that is to learn about the book of Ruth. And I know many people are gonna say, and we know about Ruth, right? That's the same thing I said when God gave it to me in 2013, 2015, and then I did not start really getting it until 2017. That often gets looked over, her name is Naomi.
Yes.
And Naomi, I believe in my heart that God has called me to be a Naomi, and He has blessed me with a Naomi anointing in a world that really and truly only recognizes Ruth,
Right.
right? So, with that being said, what is Naomi and who is she? Like, Naomi had to make, and I'll go deeper into this another time, but I just want to give you this snippet. One of our roles is to be the vision carrier. I truly believe that one of our roles is to be the vision carrier.
And so everybody knows that story that she lost the first husband.
She did.
And she came into her second husband.
Ruth did.
That's right. So here it is. Now I'm finna make the contrast of it. Now, if you think about even in war, as we talk about World War II, we talk about it coming over, a lot of women didn't have their husband. They lost their husband in that war. That war was catastrophic for our country. And a lot of women did not get a chance to see their husband again ever in life. But they had the factory job. And they was making just as much as their husband was making. That was taking care of the household. Now it led them to say, okay, I'm making the same amount. The problem is, like Boaz found Ruth, rather, some ladies did not find that comfort after the war was over. And so they had to stay in the stead of, I got to be the homemaker. I got to take care of the kids.
Their entire role changed. So because they went from being the wife, from being a place of domesticated work, right? Because if we go back to the biblical days, women were created to be the helpmeet to their husband. Not just the mate, but the helpmeet, right?
Yes.
Meet the needs of her husband.
M-E-T-E.
Yeah, M-E-E-T.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Didn't I say that?
No, that ain't what you said.
Okay, whatever.
But I know what you
As long as I say what I say.
Because listen, because I am your helpmeet. So I can help meet your needs even
And
when
listen,
it's
let
your
me say this.
even
Not
when it's
a
your man's
helpmate,
spelling.
because a helpmate is almost saying that, okay, I'm just here for procreation.
Sexual,
And I'm here to
yeah.
You're not a man
but that is not what we were created
No,
to do,
you're
right?
meat.
So one of the
for me.
so one of the things that I truly believe God did was created Adam. He created Adam for God to love, right? God created Adam for himself to love.
Yes.
Then God created a woman for Adam to love.
Right.
So it is your duty to love me.
Yes.
Right? It is your obligation once you say I am your wife to love me in a way that you don't love anybody else. I know you have an amazing mama that you absolutely adore.
That's that blend.
That's the blend, and we'll talk about that a lot. But our role is different.
Yes.
And whenever I left where I was to come to you, because you asked for me, you sent for me, so I came. It means that there's so much in our lives that are going to change, right? So now the whole role has shifted, and the role has become, now I am your wife. I am your helpmeet. So in the biblical days, women were the helpmeet. And then we see when we go into the proverbial woman, she managed the home. She was the mother. You know, she even went out and was an entrepreneur,
Yes.
but she brought all these things back into her family.
Yes.
And then in the book of Timothy, whenever God called and commissioned Timothy to come do his thing, right? He told Timothy, he said, your mama taught you, your grandmother taught you. So he was saying that then women were even considered some of the spiritual leaders in the home. And I'm not saying over the husband. I'm just saying we had a spiritual role to teach our children.
So here's the thing. The roles is very significant in the blend and marriages, because here it is. It doesn't matter what marriage you're getting ready to enter into at this point of stage. What y'all gonna have to have that talk is the roles.
Yeah.
And
Have it
oftentimes,
first.
with men, brothers, I want to talk to you for a minute. Oftentimes, we got our information from our elders. We got a group from our older guys. And here it is. Like I said in war, a lot of these things have changed and roles have changed.
Yes.
So no longer it is, I bought the house. So here's the thing. The roles is very significant in the blend and marriages, because here it is. It doesn't matter what marriage you're getting ready to enter into at this point of stage. What y'all gonna have that talk is the roles.
Yeah.
And
Have it first.
oftentimes with men, brothers, I want to talk to you for a minute. Oftentimes, we got our information from our elders. We got a group from our older guys. And here it is. Like I said in war, a lot of these things have changed and roles have changed.
Yes.
So no longer it is, I bought the house, I bought the car, I bring the food, I bring the bacon. Well, now it's different, because she don't need your bacon, because she got a refrigerator full of food.
She got a pig.
She got the whole pig. So you here bringing bacon, and she got ham out. She got a pigtail, a whole 9 yards. But anyway,
People in the South might not know what that.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
But she got turkey and
Yes.
the people that don't eat.
Ham. Yeah, what's that song that?
Damn, y'all, that's still southern. They might not understand it.
Okay. Anyway, I know we talking, but with that said, is the roles have dramatically changed. If the roles change that quick with man and they don't know where they're at, then what do we do as a man when it comes to marriage? Where is our role as it relates to that? Because security, well, I got DG and I got a gun and I can call 911.
What are the roles?
What are the roles?
So I think we titled this role play because we actually like to do that. But
Listen, brothers, if you want to keep it up,
get
keep the
married is a
rules
beautiful
going.
thing. But with that being said, as we've talked about, we've walked this thing through history, right? From the biblical dates, through war, what war has done, through women being in domesticated roles, which are, there's nothing wrong with that. Meaning you're a stay-at-home mom, or you know, all these different things when you're financially and educationally and depending on the provisions of your husbands. Right. Nothing wrong with that, right? Absolutely nothing. But I'm just saying now the roles have so changed because in modern times now, we share a lot.
Yes.
We share, like, you cook more than me.
Yes.
You cook more than me now.
Yes. You're saying that I'm wearing the bag.
I'm just saying you cook more than me. So of course I do. I shouldn't say of course, but I do most of our housework, most of our chores. You are like the most masculine man I know. Like really, you are. Yeah, you hot and you masculine. You really are hot. But I will say, let me throw this note in there though. He did tell me when he came to the table that he would never wear fitted jeans or skinny jeans. I just want y'all to know that his closet is now full of them. And you look good in them.
You shouldn't have thought with that.
I need to.
I thought it.
But as masculine as you are, you do not like to do yard work. Right. When you come home, you're like, I'm not going outside. I've worked outside all day. Because you work in the power line.
Pay somebody to do it.
Yeah. And your thing is I'll pay somebody to do it. Or I'll do it. Yeah. Because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then there's other things that I enjoy doing that may be considered like, right. So you are a fixer, you are a carpenter, you are an electrician. Yes. You can do all things fix it.
Absolutely.
But there's so many things that I like to do fix it.
Yes.
So once you show me, I would do them. There are some things though that we clashed on, and it's like I said, I had to learn it. Yeah. We make decisions together. Yes, you take into my account of my perspective, right. What I see in it, right. What because you're a wise man. I think wise men consult their wives on things, but wise men make the decision, and then wherever it blows, they own it, right? That's accountability. Right. That's right. So when I learned that it's not my position. When I learned that it's not my position to make these heavy and weighted decisions, that is one of the roles that's not mine. That is not my role anymore. That is your role.
So it goes back to what you were saying earlier. And I urge everybody to understand this. Understand this as much as you possibly can. That it becomes the roles is necessary. But here's the thing. We cannot, women, you cannot define yourself by roles as it relates to tasks. Mm-hmm. It's a different type of role that needs to be in play. Yeah. And that means to be, why is the purpose of a wife? What is the purpose of a wife? Mm-hmm. What is the purpose of a man from a higher source, from a godly standpoint? Yeah. Yeah. And once you understand that, then you realize that all the roles that granddaddy did and all the roles that grandma did, because it was more of a contract between them. Yeah. Baby, if I go...
we're not knocking it, though.
Yeah, no.
Work for them.
Work for them, because he had to get out there, and it was dangerous. Those factories didn't have OSHA. They didn't have all these safety rules and all this stuff here.
Hunting.
You go out there and run across a barrier, and all you got is a one-shooter. But I need you to understand, it was dangerous occupation, even to provide for the family. And the wife knew that. And she was like, if you take care of us, if you make sure we get the provisions, then I'll make sure that the house will be taken care of. The kids will be educated.
That's right.
The kids will be taken care of. The food will be on the table. Mm-hmm. That will come in. Because here it is, the three things men only needed back then. Food.
Did you lose?
Sex. No, I was trying to figure out which way I was going to go with that. Uh-huh. And rest. Mm-hmm. So when he came in, woman, I'm hungry. Here you go, baby. I got your food. Woman, I need sex. Okay, boom, boom, bam.
Dang, Ray, you make him sound so barbaric.
But it was like a caveman aspect. But But listen here, the thing about it is those roles was okay because the woman know that at the same time,
But
it was a role that they both
agreed.
agreed.
So
And you know how I know it was
How?
agreed upon? Because a lot of marriages back then lasted 60 and 70 and 80 years.
yeah.
They a whole lifetime.
Yeah.
And I know in some cases where they say, well, they weren't happy, they weren't this and they
Yeah.
weren't that. I get that. But most of the older ladies, because I love talking to older people. I love it because history is something that I'm all about. I
You
love
love
history.
history. Yes, you
I
do.
love. So when I meet an older gentleman or I meet an older lady, I talk to them about the marriage. And they talk about their husband like they were the best thing ever.
Yes.
And he could have almost had a whole different lifestyle, a whole different family. But what he played in her life was significant.
Yeah.
And so we
you-
have to be good with the roles.
So I think too, as I started when I was talking about Naomi and Ruth, because one of the things I believe is that Naomi knew her role, right? She knew her role. And they've changed so much, right? They've changed so much. Even ours, when we got married in our second marriage,
Yes.
as many people may know or may not know, this is our second marriage.
Yes.
And there are things that were different in this one
Absolutely.
than was in our first marriage,
Absolutely.
right? And so, like I said before, I don't have to worry about making the big decisions. There are some things you cover our family in prayer.
Yes.
I cover us.
Yes.
But you take it as your responsibility.
Absolutely.
Right. And so our thing is, if I want to go to work, I enjoy working. I do enjoy working. But my son was in college. Right?
Right.
And you told me in the beginning that I would not have asked to marry you if I could not take on the financial burden
Absolutely.
of your son.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So the roles have changed financially for me. That's something that has changed financially for me. And just relinquishing the control aspect that I once had to have or even thought that I had to have, relinquishing that control. Because I was talking to my cousin the other day and I said, do you think we were taught to be submissive? Because you told me when we were dating, tick me off, but you said to me
this
one
early,
day.
this the second episode.
Yeah, I got to. And I'll repeat it because it did change. It changed my life though.
Wow.
But you said to me one day, you said, life has taught you how to be one heck of a man, but I don't know if anybody's taught you how to be a woman.
Ooh.
And so when I said to my mom that it was going to be hard being able to do this, I told her what you said, and first of all, she laughed. And I was like, Mom, why are you laughing? Because I thought she was going to take my side and say,
Yes.
dump him and don't ever date him again. But that's not what she said. She said, well, he telling the truth. Because who was going to teach you? Not me. Because I had to, me meaning her.
Yeah.
Her thing was she's had to live and get it, as the young people say, not get it
There
out
you
the
go.
mud.
Get it
She
out
had
the
to figure
mud.
it out. My aunts had to figure it out. So it was very hard for me to learn to relinquish the control because I felt like if I relinquish the control, then I'm losing myself.
Yes.
I felt like I was losing me. And I did not want to lose me. I'd done that before and I wasn't losing me. But as I said before, you paid the cost to cover me. It's called Covered by Conaway, right?
Yes.
And it is called Covered by Conaway because you, honest to God, cover me. And so that means that I could relinquish control. You've never shown me anything different. You're consistent in the way that you provide. You're consistent in the way that you step up to the plate. I don't always agree with it. We're not always in agreement, but I hold to it because I know at the end of the day, if the ship rocks the wrong way,
Yes.
you're going to be the person that connects with God,
Yes.
even over myself, to make sure that the ship is anchored. So I don't have to worry about that.
Yes. So when we look at it, we're a big blended family. How many kids?
9 kids blended together. 12 grandchildren blended
Yes.
together. And one on the way.
And here's the
Yeah.
thing. Every one of them are active in our life on one level or another.
Yeah.
They can get to us at any time.
Yes.
And so relinquishing the roles that you once had,
Yeah.
that was difficult.
Difficult.
That was very difficult for you. And I applaud the women that had to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a man come in your life. There's going to be a relationship that comes in your life that you're going to have to consider the roles all over again.
Yes.
However it looks now, it's not going to be what it looks like in the future.
Yeah.
And I had some young ladies that I talked to and asked me, how do you do that? Why in the world I'm not attracting the right man? Why I'm not attracting the right person? Why am I not doing this? Why am I doing? And a lot of it has to do with because you had to do it by yourself so long.
Or why are you running them off when the
Yes.
person does?
Because there's a what we call masculine energy that oftentimes most men are afraid of getting involved with.
What is that?
Masculine
what
energy, listen, masculine energy is simply this. A lot of times we try to define masculine energy on how the character looks, if I ask you what look like masculine, you probably draw somebody with broad shoulders, like you say.
You do something.
But that's a part of it. That's a part of masculinity, but that's not masculinity. Because a part of masculinity has a lot to do with security.
Yeah.
It has to do with responsibility. It has to do with selflessness, right? And it has to do with the idea I'm taking on an obligation that necessarily I won't get the credit for. You won't get the return.
Men may not get a return on their investment. Yeah.
You're not going to get the return on your investment.
Yeah.
So when you talk about masculinity, you have to look at it in its wholeness. And oftentimes, again, we go back again, history, our society, and a lot of other things, bad teaching.
Yeah. Well,
Has
taught from what they knew.
has taught a lot of ladies how to walk in their masculine energy
Yeah.
instead of their feminine energy.
So can I interject right here?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll go back to the conversation with my cousin. When I asked my cousin, do you think that we've been taught how to be submissive, right? Because that's a role, that's a word that, people, they hear that word and they cringe.
They hate it.
think that means
Ooh,
I'm
I got to get a
weak.
piece of that
You
one.
know, they think that means I'm weak, I'm this and
No.
that. And she said to me, she said, well, we never had a chance to do that. She said, me and my man, we make decisions together and I'm not going to be this and nobody's going to tell me to do, And I'm like, wait,
wow.
that's not what being submissive
is.
There is so much power in submission.
Yes.
There's so much power in it. There is so much honor. It's because it truly is honor.
Yes.
Like, and the thing about it is, I can be submissive to you. Like I said before, you've taught me taught me you're consistent,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So I get to walk in my feminine air. Didn't even know that I was walking in masculine air. Because you also told me one time before, baby, there's only one penis in this relationship. I'm just keeping it a buck. You told me, you said there's only one penis in this relationship and I already have it. So I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that you can't do both. We can't be the man and the woman, even though we think we've had to. Even as if you are single, you still weren't the man and a woman. You were a woman that was carrying out a role of what a partner would have carried out. You are not the man and the woman.
So submission means simply this. It means simply this. Submission means I'm willing to follow you and I let you lead as long as you're leading correctly. So I'm not asking any woman to follow someone
Absolutely not.
that is not following a higher calling or higher
Yeah,
authority. Because even if you talk about it from a biblical standpoint, it said the head of every man is,
It's God.
and the head of every woman is.
It's man.
That's where the submission comes in at. It does not make you lower. It don't make you weaker. Because here's the thing about it is, a man has the ability to fight, to war against everything except this one thing. You want to know what it is?
What is it?
Softness. Being feminine, saying, I'm leading with authority through my softness.
Like softness comes in when I say, babe,
You can get it. I don't even know what it is.
babe, realize
get it.
though that I get a lot more done. I get a lot more done whenever I come to you in a way that nobody else can come to you, right? Nobody else can come to you in that way. And so submission, why?
Because men has already inherited in his DNA, in his makeup, and his purpose with God. He's already been a person of competitiveness. It's always been a hunter.
Absolutely.
And with that energy of I got to be competing with you, if I got to hunt with you,
Yes.
you're gonna get resistance.
In that hunt mode.
We go automatically. It ain't nothing that
Survival mode.
we just go into that mode. Because at the end of the day, we know that is our role.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this, and I'll be honest with you when it comes down to this. Softness, women have no defense against it. Like what she just said it, and she went in real, and I was like, okay. In my mind, it was already yes. When she came, baby, would you? In my mind, it was already yes.
Yeah.
If I have the ability, if I have the capability,
Yes.
if I have the means,
To do it.
it's going to be yes.
It's going to be done. There's so many different people. So you said something, I'm going to go back. You said that you don't submit as long as he's leading you, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to submit when he's wrong. But then the little caveat in that is, if only thing I know about submission or what a man is supposed to do, we go back to the roles. Because if all I know about it is what someone else told me,
That's.
and they might have told me wrong,
I'm glad you
then I
said
might
that.
be expecting something on you that you
Thank
don't have
you.
the capability of doing or the capacity to do, right? So you say this sometimes, you say that the goalpost for men has moved.
Move.
And so if the goalpost has moved and she's judging what he should be doing
Yes.
based on a goalpost that has moved, she will never get there. He will never get there.
Yeah.
So she will never submit because he will never get to the space
goalpost
that she thinks he's supposed to be. You must have a God component to your relationship.
Yeah.
There must be a God component to your relationship, right?
Yes.
There's gotta be, because you gotta be able to ask God, what is it that you want from us? Because
Yes.
what works for you and I may not work for someone else. Right?
Absolutely.
But there's still a level in that thing that God has purposed for you to do for me,
That's right.
that you got to hold to whatever you're supposed to do for me. I'm supposed to hold to whatever I'm supposed to do for you. It doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't understand it, if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, right?
Yes.
So I am learning every day. It's not like it's not something that I understand. When we talk about role play and we talk about how roles have changed, I am not saying that we are the experts on it, right? I'm not saying that we can write the book on it
Absolutely.
now, but I'm saying that
We had a lot of experience. In
oh yeah, we got a lot of experience in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And I'm telling you that there has to be some dying to yourself if I'm going to live to what God has purposed us to do in this new season.
Absolutely, because that's the whole thing. And I was going to get there when you jumped me right into it, because here it is. What is roles? What are roles today? The role is to understand why it is to be what it is. So the Bible says this simply: when a man finds a wife, he finds a
Good thing.
But here's my idea. Here's my question to that. If a man is finding a wife, it's already presuming or is assuming that he's already a husband. So there's a
I didn't think
quality
you-
before you even say I do. A lot of people think they become wives, don't think they become husbands after they say the vow. You got to walk in a husband. You know, it used to be this thing about what they're saying. She's already walking like a wife and acting like a wife. Men control two things. They control relationship and they control marriages. They can choose whether or not they want to be in a relationship with you. They can say they dating you, but they out there doing something else.
Okay.
They can choose whether they want to marry you or not, right? So there's nothing you can do to make a man want to marry you other than be who you are, and then he finds you where you at.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the thing: the woman
And you're
controls.
compatible for his life and his purpose.
But here's the thing: they
What is-
control sex and babies. 'Cause
We control population.
Yes, because every man wants a legacy. Every man wants someone they can leave their legacy to. So, and of course, sex is, hey, it is.
Yeah,
what-
it is.
You
So-
better not dry that up.
right there, since you're talking about sex and
hit
we're
me
talking
up.
about mixing it all in there together.
Role playing, baby.
there is the biggest thing about it is our whole platform that God has gifted us with is about blending, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that's so important to us is that people understand how to blend the roles.
Man.
You gotta know how to blend the roles. It's not good enough that I know what I'm supposed to do, you know what you're supposed to do. But sometimes when they clash or they move in the sequence outside of what we're used to, because remember, we're blending. So I'm bringing my stuff and your stuff.
Yes.
You're bringing your stuff and my stuff, right?
Right.
So because we are blending, we got to understand that sometimes it's going to mean compromise in a way that we're not used to.
Absolutely.
It's going to mean letting go of some of the things that you presume to be the most important in your life before. You're going to
Yes.
realize when we get together in our new walk that those things might not have been as important as I thought they were.
We.
And I was doing those things because I had to.
Yes.
Or I was doing those
That's
things
right.
because I'd been taught in error. Because listen, it's okay that we've been taught in error. Many of us have. So because we've been taught in error, but you know, whenever we know better, we do better.
We do better.
So it's okay to press restart. My cousin Ann, and I'll quote a lot of stuff on this show that she's told me.
Oh, she did.
But she told me before, she said, never be afraid to start over. Never be afraid to push restart and start over. There is not a way to blend anything, not our roles, not our past, not our marriages, not our families, not our lives, not our purposes. There's no way to blend without pushing start and starting over. So we want you guys to drop some questions to us, write us some questions. Let us know what it is that you want us to talk about, because the role play, this thing goes on and on and on. This is just the jumping out there and introducing the conversation. This is so I just want you guys to know that we're coming here together. We're coming together in this space that we call the mixing room.
Yes.
We're coming together in this space to introduce to you the importance of role play.
So we need you to like, we need you to share, we need you to subscribe. Listen, because they listen.
Covered by
this
Conaway.
gets so good sometimes, the time just sort of flowing away.
Yeah.
Producer don't play that junk. She be trying to roll it up. You know? so I'm telling you now, you got to subscribe. You got to like, you got to share, you got to follow us. And
Walk the
all
journey
major
with us.
platforms. Listen, we're talking about TikTok. We're talking about YouTube. We're talking about Facebook. We're talking about Instagram. And listen, I need you to follow us on those. I need you to like, I need you to share. And on YouTube, I need you to subscribe. And we're going to be here with you.
So remember, subscribe means we need you to commit, right? Play your role. Let's subscribe.
Yes.
Go follow and like us on all things social media. And we'll be back in the space to
Yes.
talk more about whatever it is you're asking of us. We're bringing our experiences, our good, our bad, our ugly
life
to the
hacks.
space. We're bringing it all to the space and putting it on a platter for you. So
Yes.
until we meet again, be sure to stay close, stay connected,
Stay covered.
be blessed.